Mondy, here we
Yo,
are again. News, reviews, updates, tidbits, factoids.
yeah.
There are
Happy
some things
holidays.
to discuss. Yes, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, all that shit. Nobody cares about that. What they do care about is subscribing to the Current Era Pod, hitting that like button, and commenting down below on the Current Era
And
Pod.
sharing if you're frisky.
Shit. Yeah, that shit. Let's do it. Let's go, Mondy.
All right, let's start off with some
Sharing if you're
DC
frisky.
Star Wars Marvel announcements. Andor, this is just crazy when I saw this. Andor season
Yeah.
2 cost Disney $290 million to produce. It's the most expensive Star Wars project ever, even eclipsing Star Wars The Last Jedi, the film, which cost around $280 million. So, and Andor season 1 and season 2 together cost $645 million to make. That blows my mind. Like Andor of all shows. I mean, I guess it's shot on location. It looks really great, but man, that's crazy.
I don't know if like shooting a location costs that much fucking money though. So like that money has to go somewhere, and they're
I
not
mean,
doing
they had set design, all that kind of stuff. Costume design was off the charts.
sure, but again,
Yeah,
all that shit like that's not 245 million. Like that's not even $50 million worth. I mean, I guess it could be depending on where they're
you never
going, but
know.
I don't know. Like I truly do not see where they spent this money in season one, and I guess we're getting into the mystical in season two and the force because
It
I would
gotta be.
imagine that CGI has to be a chunk of $245 million. So
Yeah,
we'll
and,
see.
and and to be fair, I mean, Andor looks. I think it's the best looking Star Wars show by far. Um, Even I mean, it looks like Rogue One quality. It looks like just an extension of Rogue One, but I don't see 645 million amongst the two seasons at all.
Yeah, that's
Um,
crazy.
who knows? I guess we don't know how shit breaks down. Another fun fact, bro. You know that one episode of The Acolyte cost more than Godzilla minus one. One
Damn,
episode.
I did not know
The
that. That's
Acolyte.
crazy.
Yeah, man, it's interesting. You know what people can do with a certain amount of money if you give it to them. You know, but yeah, uh, DC's Warner Brothers James Gunn's universe, Creature Commandos, has been renewed for a season 2 at Max. I'm thoroughly enjoying season 1 so far. It won't finish up until the next year, but if it did finish up this year, it'd probably be in my top 10 shows of the year, or maybe top 15. But I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I'm also watching week to week, uh, enjoying it myself for what it is. It is very James Gunn Z, so
For sure, for sure.
keep in mind.
Yeah,
I'm not the biggest James Gunn fan, but yeah, man. Look, I think that I can definitely see this show getting a season two. I mean, it's easy to say that when there's still I think 5 episodes left to view, but we'll see what happens and how they wrap it up and everything, and how all this ties into the DC universe.
yeah,
Um, you know, it seems like things are going to take a while to churn out here, so we'll see.
yeah, yeah, man. And no more DC news, man. The Batman 2 has been delayed until 2027. It's been delayed once again. Keep in
Yeah.
mind, guys, it's supposed to come out in 2025.
Hmm.
I'm just so pissed off. I don't even want it anymore. I mean, obviously I do, but it's just like, bro, like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, this is interesting, and I can only assume that they're doing this just because they want to merge the universes together of Matt
You think
Reeves
so?
and the DCEU. I
Hope
mean,
not.
to me, it seems like they need time to try to fit in his story into what we're seeing in the DCU. So I don't know. I mean, okay. Do you think that those two universes should be meshed together?
Fuck no. I respect DCU for what it is so far, and I love the Reeves verse. There's no need to combine them unless it's just corporate greed. There's no need to combine these tonalities of universes at all.
I agree. Unfortunately, I can appreciate what Matt Reeves has done with Robert Pattinson as Batman and establishing that universe. But there's part of me that could see it happening either way, and I mean, I'm not gonna act like I'd be mad if tomorrow Warner Brothers is like, yeah, we're combining them, like he's our Batman, and and Henry Cornsweet, Henry, yeah,
No, Henry Cavill, nigga,
yeah,
David Cornsworth.
my fault, yeah, and David Cornsweet was our Superman. I mean,
That boy be sweating.
I I wouldn't be angry. So, but yeah, I agree. The delay is unfortunate. It sucks. I'm surprised. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised that Robert Pattinson is still like so available to do this, but it's Batman, bitch. Clear your schedule. But
Keep in mind,
yeah.
this is still year one Batman because according to Matt Reeves, this story takes place months after Batman 1.
Hmm.
And also, apparently, it won't be called Batman Part 2 anymore, so there'll be a new title, Batman for Good. But we'll see. We'll see what the new title will be. So, yeah.
Batman for Good would be crazy.
bro, like, could you imagine the Penguin taking place in the same universe as Creature Commandos? Like, no, like, hell no.
I can,
You
honestly.
can.
Yeah, I mean, there's just different pockets of the universe, so or of the world or whatever. So yeah, I
In
can
James
honestly.
in James Gunn's universe, it's nothing for a metahuman to just be walking down the street. It's
That's
nothing.
true. That's true.
Anyway, let's talk some reviews. Were you able to finish any shows or any movies?
I didn't finish any shows, but I did see Nosferatu on Christmas Day. So
Okay,
you can
cool.
talk through your shows.
Yeah, I got 2 show reviews and 2 movie reviews. So, first show I want to review, guys, is Dune Prophecy. This is supposed to be, I guess, canonically in the same timeline as the Denis Villeneuve movies with Timothy Chalamet. Fun fact: this was adapted from the books of Frank Herbert's son. So Frank Herbert did the Dune books. His son went on to do the Sisterhood of Dune, which is what this show is based off of. 10,000 years before Paul Atreides. And the trailers kind of promised us it's like Game of Thrones in space. And that's exactly what it feels like to an extent. You got different factions that are warring for power through either physical means or put like be like behind the scenes shady political means, stuff like that. There are a lot of cool things for people who are fans of the Dune universe. Like we get to see the origins of how the voice, like who started the voice, like which Bene Gesserit started the voice, the rise of House Atreides, or just House Atreides in general, House Harkonnen, how their feud came to be and why they hate each other. So all that kind of stuff is really really cool. However, I mentioned Game of Thrones, but unlike Game of Thrones, or even the new Dune films for that matter, it lacks, in my opinion, great individual characters. Like there's the Cerseis of the world, the Daenerys, the Jon Snows, the Paul Atreides, the Chawneys. There's just none of that in this show. I think that
Nigga said Chani.
season shut up. Season 2 has been greenlit, and so I think there's a couple of characters who are on the verge of, I can see them becoming great characters that I would want to follow and I would give a fuck about. Like for
Mm-hmm.
example, the main actress played Valia, who's like the main Harkonnen Bene Gesserit. I think she's a really great actress. I can see myself being invested and caring about her. But so right now, it's just not great characters. And great characters are the kind of the fundamental basis of every great show, in my opinion. And there's a lot of amazing setup in that first half of the season. It's just 6 episodes. The first 3 episodes, a lot of setup, a lot of interesting riddles and questions. Okay, like what is the answer to what's going on? And then that back half, the answers that we get, in my opinion, are kind of lackluster and kind of like anticlimactic. So overall, it's not a bad show at all. I think it's still a good show. I ended up giving it a B minus. And I say if you are, it's just not an easily accessible show either. If you're not a fan of Dune, I wouldn't even give it a chance. But if you're a fan, you're invested in the lore, I say 100% watch it because you, like I said, a lot of cool backstory on a lot of that shit. So B minus for Dune Prophecy.
Got it.
However, wasn't able to crack my top 10 of the year, unfortunately. But it was off to a great start. We have my second show review is for Squid Game season 2, which is now streaming on Netflix. You don't watch Squid Game, do you?
I do not.
Have you ever tried?
No, I haven't.
I think you'd really like it, man. I really do. It's really just anyway. But season 2, I watch it in the English dub, which is hilariously goofy because it's a Korean show. But that's honestly part of the charm for me, man. Like it feels like a live action anime almost in terms of just how the characters are talking, their inflections, and their voice. And that's part of the charm. So I wonder if my experience would be different if I watched it subbed. I probably have like a totally drastically, like maybe I take it more serious or whatever. But I was very skeptical going into this show because I really enjoyed season 1 for what it was. I thought it's a really, really just super original piece of television. It took the world by storm for a reason. And I was like, man, that story wrapped up fairly neatly. Why are we having, like, why would he come back into the games? That makes no sense. This is like a traumatic ordeal for him. And I gotta say, man, the show did a really good job of explaining why player 456, who's the main character, would want to re-enter these games. And there's enough story to be pushed forward that I think does warrant a second season. So that was my biggest complaint or worry going into the season. And they did a good job of showing, yes, it needs to be a season 2. So I give them props for that. As always, man, the set design for this show, the costume design is just so simple yet so distinct, so memorable. I love it. And it's interesting to see player 456, the main character, his kind of change in mindset. In season 1, he's a goofy guy. He just wants to make some money. He's not morally, all the way there. But now, he's kind of like Katniss in Hunger Games. He's been through the games before. He's hardened. He's changed his outlook on life. He's become more of like a leadership role amongst all the new players. And so it's interesting to see his kind of change in mindset. And speaking of Hunger Games, it kind of feels like that in terms of its overall like trajectory. Like there's a victor who won his traumatic games. He comes back. He becomes a symbol of hope. He starts a revolution to overthrow the institution that started all this shit. And so, yeah, so very Hunger Games-ish in terms of that. there's a lot of new players, obviously, in this season. A lot of new games from last season that are pretty interesting and new. Um, However, my biggest fear, I guess, came true, which I have to expect, is that a lot of it did feel redundant to last season. But I do get this. I'm gonna cut the show some slack because I think some of that redundancy is kind of on purpose and intentional, just to kind of show like this is the like cyclical nature of the games. People come in, they die. It's harsh. People that want the money are gonna always come to these games. It's gonna be the same kind of personality archetypes, and so I kind of give the show some slack for that. Season 3 has already been announced. It comes out next year. It's gonna be the final season. I have a problem with it being called season 3 because the way this season ended, it really should be called Squid Game season 2 part 2 because it's not really a sense of finality to this season, but whatever. Overall, man, I enjoyed it. Now, like I said, my biggest thing was can this show prove to me that it needed to have a season 2, and it 100% did. I give it a B minus as well. So Squid Game season 2, Julian, I recommend you watch the first Squid Game and kind of see for yourself. I say just watch the first 3 episodes and just see if you like it or not. But yeah,
Cool.
are you ready to talk Nosferatu, or do you want me to get my baby girl review out of the way first? We can say Nosferatu for last.
Um, you can do Baby Girl, sure.
And like you know what baby girl is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Baby Girl, guys, movie review. It's the movie starring Nicole Kidman, Harris Dickinson, Antonio Banderas, Sophie Wilde. So this movie, basically what this movie is about is a freak who's been a repressed freak for so long, that freak being Nicole Kidman. And she needs to get this freakness out of her. She needs somebody to match her freak, and she finds that person in Harris Dickinson. And in all seriousness, though, I mean, Nicole Kidman gives one of the best performances of the year. I mean, she's always been just a stellar actor, in my opinion. And at the end of the day, man, I'm just happy that somebody like Nicole Kidman at this point in her career is able to like have a role like this that's so layered for a woman of her age, and she gets to play with all the tools in her sandbox, be able to explore sexuality, be able to explore her insecurity, be able to explore all the kind of stuff that typically these kind of roles are reserved for men. And so I'm happy that women are able to now kind of step into this front as well. It's the same director as Bodies, by the way. You are such a fucking yeah. Anyway, I'm not even gonna say what you are. But yeah, man, I'm glad when people are able to be a human being at all stages of their life. I think it's very important to showcase on screen. And I feel like whenever you're watching a scene of a movie and you feel like you are like invasive and intruding upon the chemistry upon two people, that's a very big indicator that it's probably done really, really well, very authentically and stuff like that. And I felt that for sure between her and Harris Dickinson. Great chemistry. It's definitely erotica, guys, so be warned. There's a lot of sex scenes, a lot of nudity, but it's never to the point where it's like it's a distraction. It's literally so much integral to the overall experience of the movie, in my opinion. And so, yeah, man, I ended up giving this movie a B. The first half, I was ready to give it an A. I was ready. It was so good in the first half. But in true A24 fashion, you know, that back half kind of gets a little abstract and stuff like that. But it's really, really a good movie, guys. I recommend it if you're in the mood for erotica. I hate to give a random.
You're feeling horny.
You're feeling horny. I hate to give a random Tyler Perry stray, but this is how you do a power dynamic between two different people and how you build sexual tension, and this is how you do it, Tyler Perry. So you can take some notes from this movie. B, I give Baby
Damn.
Girl a B.
Yeah. Tyler Perry, not your hero.
Alrighty, guys, let's talk Nosferatu.
Yeah,
Now playing in theaters. Yeah, give me your thoughts, please.
yeah, man. Christmas Day release. This was my most anticipated movie for the back half of the year. I love the promo for this. I love the actors involved. Lily Rose Depp. Why am I blanking on Lex Luthor's name?
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult.
Taylor Johnson.
Craven. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, like I was like, yeah, let's do it. Willem Dafoe. Hell yeah. Horror movie, vampire. Dracula. Essentially, like, yeah, let's do it. So yeah, look, from a cinematic perspective, this was absolutely sensational. I mean, the way this movie was shot, the actors, especially Lily Rose Depp, man, she did her thing in this movie. She was the standout for me by far. I don't think that she needs to be like naked in everything that she does. I've literally seen her in two things. But yeah, she needs to learn how to keep her clothes on. Other than that, Lily Rose Depp, man, she stuck her foot in this, man. She did her fucking thing from every scene that she was in, and she was in this movie a lot. She looked just like her goddamn daddy, boy. She looked just like her goddamn daddy. Like that motherfucking chin, boy. It's a dead giveaway. But yeah, sure, the eyes, yeah. I'll actually put that in my notes. I'm funny. But yeah, look, my biggest complaint with this movie was that it was just boring. Unfortunately, it was just boring as hell to me. There were multiple times where I actually like was like, I'm just gonna walk out. Like I'm here on Christmas Day. Like I'm missing the Laker game for this. Like I'm like there's absolutely better things I could be doing with my time. Nosferatu, Bill Skarsgård, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
uh, didn't do anything for me. Like the character design. The character design was whatever. It was mediocre at best, in my opinion. Um, the story of Nosferatu itself, I just didn't give a fuck. I didn't care. I was not. The story didn't hook me. Dracula's better, but I mean, obviously, this is a ripoff of Dracula. As you know, for anybody that doesn't know, Dracula was created first. Nosferatu was created years later as kind of, I don't want to say as a joke, but it was meant to be a essentially a ripoff of Dracula the character, and you can fucking see that because like everywhere where Dracula succeeds, like where he's just cool or interesting, or like you actually give a fuck about his lore, Nosferatu fails horribly in my opinion. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that my grade of the film is where it is just because like I can still appreciate from a cinematic perspective everything that Eggers was trying to do with this movie. It just wasn't interesting or entertaining to me. So I ended up giving this a C. The pacing was all over the place at some points too, and yeah, I was disappointed walking out there. I'm not gonna lie, but typically I'm disappointed because something is bad. This was not bad. I don't want to give the impression that this was a bad film because it was not. It was just boring as fuck to me. But that's just my personal opinion. Money, what'd you think about this movie, Nosferatu?
Nice, man, nice. So yeah, this comes from director Robert Eggers, man, who his last film, The Northman, which I recommended to you as well, which you probably not a good indicator to what you saw tonight or on Christmas, but The Northman is honestly one of my favorite films of all time and one of the best films I've ever seen, in my opinion. So I was super excited going into this movie, and like you said, man, it's the best looking movie of the year to me.
I
By
agree.
far. I mean, it's just breathtaking shots. His cinematographer, his name is Jaron Blaschke. He's done all Robert Eggers films. So he's done The Witch, he's done The Lighthouse, The Northman, and now he's done this. And yeah, man, it's just drop dead beautiful, gorgeous film. I love how the night films are filmed in like black and white.
Yeah.
So cool. And like you said, I think Lily Rose definitely like solidified herself as in she's here to stay. Like she's not just a nepo baby; she
Yep.
can act.
Yep.
However, Bill Skarsgård, man, I think he's one of the best working character actors in Hollywood today. Like the guy that did Pennywise, he does the Deviant, the main Deviant in Eternals. Like he just knows how to put himself into a character, and the voice is crazy. I watched a whole like video of him explaining how he got to that voice. It's so cool if you care about that kind of shit. But yeah, I thought him as Nosferatu, I thought he definitely transformed. I couldn't tell it was Bill Skarsgård. So
For
I guess
sure.
it's a good thing. I guess it's a good thing.
I guess. Yeah.
Now, as with most Robert Eggers films, aside from The Northman, this does fall on the pretentious side of things for me, in my opinion. And you guys know I hate pretentiousness. I think, like you said, it's a super well crafted film. I mean, Robert Eggers is a very talented director, but narratively, I found it totally uncompelling. Like you said, man, just boring. I didn't care about any of the characters, and it's strange too because a lot of the actors are kind of giving this like stage like performance, like Aaron Taylor Johnson, especially. Like he's giving like he's on the stage somewhere. These big, grandiose, bigger than life performances. Yet it's not translating for me at all. Like it's not evoking any kind of emotion out of me. And
Yeah.
Nicholas Hoult, I've been saying this. I'm gonna keep on saying it. He's a fine actor. He has the John David Washington problem, in my opinion. He's just not a leading man, in my opinion. I just don't get star quality out of Nicholas Hoult. I never have. But yeah, I'm not trying to show Nicholas Hoult too much, but this honestly is probably the most disappointing movie of the year for me. Like you said, it's not a bad film at all. Well, but this is probably Deadpool and Wolverine. It's probably neck and neck. I really just thought this would vampires check, Robert Eggers check. I mean, horror check.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to critique because it's not bad. It's just I'm so uninvested. I didn't care about anything, like you said. So we are totally step on that review. Wow. I gave it a C plus. I had to give it a C plus just because it's crafted so well and it looks so beautiful. So it's not an average film.
No.
But investment in entertainment value is my number one thing for me when I watch movies.
Brother, if you could have a better time watching fucking Van Helsing than this, that's a problem because like narratively, Van Helsing is so much more fun than just better and more entertaining than fucking Nosferatu, which shouldn't be the case, but yeah.
Bro, I would have never thought I would enjoy The Last Voyage of the Demeter more than Nosferatu. I would have never thought that if you told me that a year ago.
I was trying not to bring it up. It's a real fucking vampire movie, bitch.
Bring back nigga Helsing. Nigga Helsing would have handled Nosferatu in one scene, bitch.
All right. But you know what? Look, man. I mean, I was very excited for this. So I thought that maybe because I was so excited and so looking forward to this that I was just overlooking things and maybe it just went over my head. But it's good to hear that you thought it was boring too because I was just like, bro, what?
Critics have
Yeah,
been raving as expected with these kind of
I don't
movies.
know. That doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
poor
yeah,
Avi.
I feel.
She is
Oh,
like
she
she's
was there with you,
of course, yeah. She's like, man, like I'm not stop going to these movies with you. Like,
bro. Look, you know what, bro? This December might be the worst December in movie and I can remember in recent history. Like this December has not
mm,
been a good December. Like typically, like Christmas Day releases, there is so many interesting options to choose from.
mm,
I mean, is Sonic 3? No, well, probably Baby Girl is the best movie of December in my opinion. But man,
mm.
Mufasa,
Mufasa the
man,
Lion King, maybe for me,
yeah,
which is sad, but yeah,
yeah, crazy
whatever.
man. Anyway, let's talk some trailers. It's just three here. We have the trailer for Night Agent season 2 coming out on Netflix next year, January 23rd. I was a big fan of season 1. It kind of caught me by surprise. One of those shows you just kind of throw on, you end up getting really invested in. Don't think it needs a season 2, but whatever, fuck it. Netflix, Money Machine. So yeah, man, Night Agent season 2, January 23rd. We have the trailer for The Unbreakable Boy, starring Zachary Levi and Autistic Kid, I assume. Is in theaters February in theaters February. Guys, it's the reason why I said that. Let me give you context. It comes to theater February 21st. It's about an autistic kid who has troubles kind of navigating throughout school. That's why I said that. What are your thoughts on the trailer? If he's not autistic, he acted his ass. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Look, I saw this trailer during my Sonic screening, I think, or
What is it?
whatever. Anyway, who gives a fuck? Anyway, yeah. Zachary Levi, yeah, he's back
He's
doing
back.
doing serious work. Which look, I can appreciate. I mean, you've got to wash the stench of Shazam off of you somehow, and the purple crayon, whatever the fuck that was supposed to be. So here we go. Zachary Levi's serious role. I'm not gonna lie, like the trailer sold me on like the drama and the realism of the film. Do I want to see this? No, but that doesn't mean that Zachary Levi and everybody involved won't be good in this. So
Right.
I'm hoping to hear good things about this, and I feel like this is something that we spoke about recently, but like this is like so hard to deal with like as a parent. Like obviously neither one of us are parents, and but what I'm saying is we wouldn't wish this on like our worst. Well, maybe Monty would, but I mean, I don't want to ever have to deal with that in a child, and
Right.
it's so hopefully this movie can help people that are in that situation, and yeah, I probably won't watch this, but the trailer was good. I won't lie, it was good.
Agreed, man. It's a very good trailer. It made me smile. It's one of those heartwarming. It's going to be like feel good movies. It kind of reminded me of this movie called Wonder that came out a couple years ago. Which Wonder is actually a really good movie. But yeah, but I don't know if I want to see this in theaters. Maybe I'll check it out on streaming.
Hmm.
But yeah, The Unbreakable Boy. Yeah, about a parent dealing with autism and a child.
Yep.
Now we have the last trailer for The Amateur. It's caught me off guard, and it's an espionage thriller starring Rami Malek, John Bernthal, your boy, and Lawrence Fishburne playing
Hmm.
basically Morpheus again. In theaters April 11th. What are your thoughts on this trailer?
Yeah. Not sure why I haven't seen this anywhere, but okay. Look, this trailer didn't necessarily impress me, but I will say like these movies, The Accountant, the what's one Jackie Chan was in,
The Foreigner.
The Foreigner, the one Jason Statham was in, the Transporter, like
Now The Amateur.
yeah, the Beekeeper, like yeah, like these are all these kind of movies have a certain flair to them, which I typically enjoy. I'm not gonna lie, so I'll probably watch this and I'll probably enjoy this. Um, but like this trailer wasn't anything like special, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they're saving everything for the film. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'll probably watch this, unfortunately. But hey, look, I liked The Accountant, and I like The Beekeeper, I like The Foreigner, I like The Transporter. So let's
Yeah.
keep it up.
At first, man, I had no intention of watching this movie on the first half of the trailer. I'm like, oh my fucking god, another one of these revenge flicks with a guy somebody kills his wife and he goes out and get it. But then they introduced a really interesting angle of like this guy is a physically incompetent person. He's not a killer,
Technology.
but he knows technology. He's
Oh,
IT. He said
Okay.
he knows all the cameras.
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie, that angle was actually super interesting enough for me. Like, yeah, I'll be there. Like, I might maybe opening night. Because when it comes
Wow.
to these tried and true revenge flicks, you got to bring something new to the table these days. Because
Hmm.
everything it just feels kind of the same. So yeah, I'm here, man. I like that angle a lot. The guy that can't do it physically but has to use his brains, I really like that.
Okay.
Let's talk some. Shut up. Let's talk some tidbits. Or not tidbits. I'm sorry. What's coming out? Christopher Nolan's next film has finally been revealed. It's not a vampire movie, guys. It's not a movie about helicopter pilots. It's the fucking Odyssey, which is a mythic action epic shot across the world using brand new IMAX technology. You know, this nigga loves shooting IMAX and all that kind of shit. It's starring crazy cast, obviously, so far, which will probably grow from now. But Tom Holland, Matt Damon, Anne Hathaway, Robert Pattinson, Lupita Nyong'o, Zendaya. In theaters July 17th of 2026. Sorry. Man, the Odyssey is I'm sure we were both invested in this in high school when we had Greek mythology class. Like, why was that a fucking class? Who cares? But I loved it. But yeah, man, I'm Christopher Nolan, the Odyssey, like scale epic. That just to me is a match made in heaven. What are your thoughts?
I agree, man, but I am slightly worried. I wonder who's going to play the lead role of Odysseus. I wonder what type of scale we're going to get because the Odyssey is a huge, huge epic told over many, many years.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, shit. Yeah, thank you, bitch. Christopher Nolan, get to work, nigga. Like, what the fuck? This is gonna be amazing, hopefully.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, let's go. I'm excited.
I hope he doesn't go to the pretentious route. I mean, I don't mind a little bit of pretentiousness with Christopher Nolan. But like, typically, he told the line of blockbuster and film, really well.
Yeah,
But yeah, man, I wonder if this nigga this nigga hates CGI. So are we about to get a practical fucking Hydra in this bitch?
you're gonna get a
Yeah.
crazy looking Minotaur. It's gonna be fucking
It
or a
took me
nigga in the Minotaur.
3 months to craft the costume.
Right.
Nigga said no CGI. I think it built a
Uh,
bomb, guys. For those who don't know, in Oppenheimer, nigga built a real bomb. Had to get government approval. Oh, so he's nuts. So
yeah.
yeah. And Inception, he nigga drove a real train through a city. He's actually insane. But yeah, anyway, just for some nigga hate CGI. Kung Fu Panda 5 is in the works for all those who give a fuck.
Wow.
I thought Kung Fu Panda 1 through 3, man, is just a really solid trilogy. I haven't seen Kung Fu Panda 4 yet, so maybe it could be like a Toy Story 4 situation, but it feels like DreamWorks is just kind of pushing it, man, and kind of ruining the whole story aspect of it. I don't think it needs 5 Kung Fu Panda movies, but I haven't seen 4 yet. So, but Aquafina's in it, so I'm scared. So yeah,
You shouldn't be. She was great in everything except for
what
that
Renfield?
fucking yeah. God damn, she was ass in that. Everything else.
They love him for Aquafina.
Shout out to Aquafina. I do love her.
Tidbitty time, guys. Fun fact: in the movie The Best Man Holiday, all the women's reactions to the men dance sequence was actually super genuine because they had not seen the routine up until that scene. So that's just really cool to me. Like they shot their reactions first and then went back and did
Hmm.
the editing on the men, which that's just really cool to me. If you go back and watch the movie now, which I did, well, I watched that clip. It does feel kind of just a little bit more organic than typically a typical acting performance. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts?
Yeah, man, that's dope. That's dope. I heard about this a while ago. So yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that.
The Best Man show still does not get enough credit, guys. If you like the Best Man movies, watch the Best Man show. It's just such a well done thing in my opinion. No one talks about. I don't know why.
Mm.
Um, Black Twitter scream like they always want these. Oh, we need more movie. We need more shows with us and our stars. And when it comes out, no one supports it. So that's the Black experience in America.
Womp womp.
Anyway, last bit of tidbit, guys, which is just insane to me. Netflix execs apparently tell screenwriters to have characters announce what they're doing so that the viewers who have a program in on the background can follow along. They also have thousands of micro genres, including casual viewing, which is used for movies and TVs that go down best when you're not paying attention. So basically, guys, Netflix is incentivizing their writers to make it basically spoon feed the plot to people because they understand that people just have it on in the background a lot of times.
Hmm.
And I feel like I have been able to tell that with like a lot of Netflix original stuff. Like, why does this feel so like, I don't know, like they're kind of just giving it to you. Now there's literally a reason. And that's insane to me. If I was a screenwriter for Netflix, I would hate myself having to be pigeonholed to that kind of standard. But what are your thoughts on this?
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the public's fault. I mean, we literally coined a term called Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like Netflix is just trying to feed into that and give us, stuff to chill to. So okay. Yeah, I mean, do I appreciate this from like a film perspective? Of course not, but I can see where Netflix is like, look, these little motherfuckers don't pay attention to anything anyway. They're gonna be on their phone. They're gonna be on their iPad. So let's try to make it something that maybe they'll post on TikTok and somebody else will watch. I don't know. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's it for today.
Guys, make
Guys, our
sure you
next
like the
pod.
video. Comment down
Guys,
below. Subscribe to the Current Era Pod.
and share if you're feeling frisky. But for real, guys, our next pod, if you're still here, you're not, will be a
They're not.
2024 wrap up.
They're literally not here.
Best films.
Yeah, it's just me and you talking.
Our best films of the year, our worst films of the year.
Yeah.
Best actresses, best actors. It's gonna be so fun, guys. So tune in for that. Dropping on Friday.
Yeah. It's gonna be a monster. Thank you, Monty. You're the best.